Hey guys, it's Dustin with RealTruck.com, and today we're going to take our 2017 Ford Raptor out for a test drive. There's new terrain modes that we want to try out on this thing. We're going to take it off-road, get our impressions of it. We're also going to see how it handles on the highway. So without wasting any more time, let's go. A few things I noticed off the bat is how comfortable it is. Leather seats, leather steering wheel. The whole thing is really refined. The whole thing is really quiet. Doesn't really feel like anything extra special when you're actually sitting in here. It's just a nice, comfortable truck. Until you get on the throttle, you can start to hear the turbos spool up and the engine start to roar. It's a really nice setup. Right now we are in the normal driving mode. There's six terrain modes, 3 street modes, which is what we're going to go over: the normal mode, sport mode, and then weather, which would be good for snow or rain. Then there's gonna be 3 off-road modes, which are sand and mud, Baja mode, which is the fun one, and then your rock crawling mode. So the normal mode keeps your throttle response at default, your steering response at default, also your shifting, transmission points, all that kind of stuff. It makes for what Ford says, the best combination between performance and economy. So it's going to give you your best miles per gallon if you're going on the highway. That's what you're going to be driving in. With the flip of the switch on the steering wheel, we can actually switch it to sport mode. A few things that does is it keeps the RPM, the engine at a higher RPM to keep you in the power band. That's something that you could also do with your paddle shifters here. The steering gets a little bit stiffer, sportier. It's gonna make it feel like you have a little bit more control. You're connected to the road a little bit better through the steering system. Also, your throttle response, it's going to be a lot more impact with light throttle versus the normal driving mode. Now, weather mode, we don't really have any weather right now, so obviously I'm not going to feel the effects of it. But what that does is it really softens up the throttle response, and that's to control any kind of wheel spin or anything. So you won't get any immediate power, just so it keeps the wheels in traction, and it also throws it into 4-wheel drive mode too, because obviously if you're in snow, that's going to be an important factor. So driving the truck for a little bit, it's a really quiet ride, and we're on a few turning roads here. So the handling overall is actually really nice. There's no excessive body roll. Actually, there's very little body roll. You can definitely feel how soft the suspension is with the Fox shocks, but as far as turning goes, doesn't feel like you're going to slide out of your seat. It does a really good job of keeping you stable and on all 4 tires. So I'm gonna activate the manual shifting here. We're gonna downshift, see what kind of acceleration we could do, say from 20 miles an hour. We'll make that 30 miles an hour. So obviously we can get it down into the lower gears. It's not gonna let you go in too low of a gear, so there's always a safety net with this thing. So right now I'm in 2nd gear, won't let me go in 1st, but this puts us at a nice RPM to where as soon as I hit the throttle, the turbos are gonna spool and then we're gonna get moving. So that was from 30 miles an hour to 80 miles an hour. In sport mode, you could definitely feel the shifts are a little bit harder, a little bit faster. Really impressive, even power band. There was power from the moment I stabbed it all the way up to red line. Also, what's cool about these paddle shifters is this is connected to a 10-speed transmission. So that's going to do a few things for you. It's always going to keep you at the right RPM for best gas mileage. So that's nice. It's also going to keep those gear ratios short, so the acceleration should feel the same from when you're in 2nd gear all the way up to the higher gear. So the acceleration is going to be full on the entire time. So we've gotten a good idea of how this thing handles on the road. So now we're going to go test what this thing was really built for. We're going to go hit some different terrain and see how she does off the tarmac. All right, so now we're on a sandy trail here. We got the Raptor in our mud and sand mode. So that's going to give us, it's going to adjust a few things. It's going to adjust our steering to be nice and soft so that we don't have to wrestle with it. You know, when you're in the sand, the truck likes to go pretty much where the ruts are. So this softer steering wheel is going to give us a little bit better control, a little bit easier to move it around so we don't get tired. Also, it's going to lock our rear diff so we get the best traction possible out of the back. We do have 4x4 mode going right now, so all wheels are going to be spinning. So it's a lot of fun to drive with the traction control off. You can still get a little bit squirrely if you want to. Have a lot of fun, keep those revs up, keep the tires spinning. And with these massive shocks on here, it's going to be able to take any impact over and over again and really smooth out the ride with the long travel. So all these bumps, you go fast enough, they all eventually just start to smooth out. So if you're in the really deep sand, you're going around a corner, obviously if this thing starts to understeer, sometimes it's hard to remember when you got the steering wheel facing forward or not. Well, they make that easy with this red leather dash on top of the steering wheel. Also on the display, it shows you at what angle you're turning. So even though I'm completely backwards throwing the steering wheel around, that display is actually going to tell me which way the wheels are turning. Once again, really easy for even a novice to take this out, put it in the sand mode, and go hit the trails. Right now we're in one of our forest roads here. We've got this terrain mode set to Baja right now. So what that's going to do, it's going to turn the stability control to its least invasive mode. It's still always going to be there. You can never turn it all the way off, but it does give you a little more freedom to have fun with the vehicle if you want to. The steering is going to be in normal mode, so you're going to get the normal feedback you would as if you're in the normal setting. It's in four-wheel drive right now. The rear diff is unlocked, so we're just going to get nice traction all the way through. So the thing you'll notice the most off the bat is going to be the higher engine revs in Baja mode. This is going to be the most aggressive mode as far as keeping your turbos spooled so that you're always going to have power when you put the throttle down. It's super simple to drive. It's a plug and play kind of thing. You go out on the trail, doesn't matter what kind of experience level you're at, this is going to be fun for anyone. And it's always going to keep you in the safe mode just so you don't go in over your head. So like I said, that stability control is always on just a little bit, but it's still going to give you a little bit of freedom to have some fun. So the suspension with the 3-inch Fox shocks, reservoirs, these are going to be able to put up with this, no problem. This is a walk in the park for this kind of suspension. Also with the 13 inches of travel, there's a little sideways. 13 inches of travel, plenty of room to go over all these bumps. Bottoming out's not going to be likely, but it keeps it really smooth, really soft ride. The truck still makes almost zero noises while riding, even at 65 miles an hour. I can't hear any rattling, any weird noises coming from the suspension, anything like that. It sounds awesome. All right, so now we've managed to find a pretty steep hill here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in rock climb mode. This is going to make the steering wheel in comfort mode, so it's going to be really easy to turn. It's going to lock the rear differential, and traction control is going to be off, so it'll give us a little slippage so that we could actually get up this thing and not stall out either. So let's give it a try. Let's see how it goes. Now the sand mode, hey, we may have bottomed out. So what crawl mode did was it actually gave us a crawl ratio of 50-to-1, and all that means is it's multiplying the vehicle's torque by 50. It's giving us a gear ratio to give us a lot more torque to get up this hill right here. And while it did pretty well, we did bottom out at the top. A little more momentum, we could probably get over it easily. So we're going to try that again. And actually, it worked really well. So still in crawl mode, going to give that one more try, maybe with a little bit more speed. There we are, and we're up. Great thing about the Raptor is the departure, the approach and departure angle are both set so that we can actually get up and down steep descents like that. So you're not going to rub the front going down, not going to rub the back coming off. It's really a nice setup. So that's it for our 2017 Ford F-150 Raptor review. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube, follow our channel, and also like us on Facebook. See you next time.